Okay guys, today we're going to get started with this piece of maple here for our flag. Cutting it down to pieces, but something I wanted to show you first. A friend of mine that has a business local here made me this for my shop. If you can see it, I'm not sure if you can make it out. It's a wood heater for the shop made out of a hot water heater. A friend of mine, he owns Euphoria Tattoo here in Waynesville, North Carolina. Also does work on motorcycles and has been featured in some magazines. I just wanted to show you this before we got started. I thought it was really cool. Can't wait to install it and get it heat in the shop. Hey guys, okay, here's my miter station I built in the last video. Haven't gotten around to doing the upper cabinets yet. Need to get this project done for my buddy Nate at Euphoria Tattoo. What he's wanting is a display case for his coins and dollar bills that he got from Trump when he donated to Trump's campaign. We came up with a great idea of the flag being made out of cherry and maple alternating as the stripes, a walnut box for Union with a glass cover over the front of it with the stars etched on the front. What we're going to get started off with is cutting down this maple and cherry into the strips we need, getting close to their dimensions. And I've broken all that down here on my list. These dimensions have basically been cut in half from the standard legal size of a flag, and we're trying to keep it as close as possible to that proportion. All right, let's get started. Okay, first thing we need to do is measure this out and get it cut. What I've come up with are these strips for each stripe need to be about 1.5 inches wide or thick. The length needs to be, for the bottom stripes that are the longest, will need to be 37.4 inches. And the upper stripes will need to be the difference between that and the Union, which is 14.96 inches. So right now we're going to work on the bottom stripes, which are 37 and just under a half. So we're going to go ahead and measure out. We've got a bad spot here, a little bit of grain here, but we're going to try to work around this. So 37 and just under a half. Let's say 37 3/4, just give ourselves a little extra to cut off later. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this board down here and get it ripped in strips and get started. As you can see, I love my new miter station here. Works out perfectly. It's supported on both ends. I've got plenty of room. Don't have to worry about catching boards as they go to fall. We're gonna go ahead and start this cut. We're gonna place it right up against the fence here. Put it right on our mark. Let's get her cut. Okay guys, I'm going to run this board I just cut for the stripes over the joiner here real quick. Get one good flat edge so I can run it on the table saw and cut my strips. Alright guys, looks pretty good. Let's go over and cut these some strips. Okay, remember we said 1.5 inches, but we're going to go about 1 inch and let's say 1 3/4 for now. And we'll cut it down to size when it's closer to time. Okay, we're going to need 6 of these white stripes for the Union. What we can do is cut as many of them out as we can, and then the shorter ones on the top, we can cut that off also. Let's get started with cutting these down. We've got it cut down to our 1 3/4 inch. Like I said, we're going to go down to 1.5 when it's time for our actual glue up. I just want to get it close right now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So I do need just one more, so I'll get that cut. See y'all in a minute. Hey guys, here's the pretty piece of cherry that we're going to cut next. We're going to cut the same dimensions, except instead of just 6 stripes, we have 7 of these, okay? So I'm gonna get cutting, probably go ahead and cut 2 strips for the lengths I need, and then we'll rip those down. The pretty dark cherry here, I think it'll contrast really well with this maple. You can see that right there. It's a pretty contrast, especially once we get some finish on it. I tell you what, I'm getting super excited on this. This is gonna look amazing. So, on our flag, the way this starts is you start with your red at the bottom, okay? Then we've got our white, our red, our white again, and our red. Then we'll have one more white. And then that's when you will start the union right here in your shorter strips here. So then you're going to go red, white, which these will be cut down, red, white, and red. And then we've got our white, and top it off with red. We got one little extra piece of cherry there. So this will be the main part of the flag. Here's where the union will be, and the display case for the coins and dollar bills, covered in a piece of glass with the stars lightly etched on them for the effect of the stars. Then I'm going to wrap the entire thing in a walnut case frame. I can't wait to get finished with this and get it sent over to Nate at Euphoria. See y'all soon. Hey guys, we've got the long pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting them down to the right width so we can start gluing them together. First thing I want to do is square up my saw blade, make sure it's perfectly 90 degrees to my table so that I'm sure that I'm getting perfectly straight joints and 90-degree joints for the gluing process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a digital angle finder. I'm going to set it right here on the table, and we're showing it 90.1. I'm going to zero it out, not 0 degrees. Then I'm going to take it, stick it right on the flat part of the blade, off the curve, 90.1. That's pretty daggum close. That's good enough for me. Okay, we've got the blade depth set. We've got it set at 90 degrees. I'm going to run it through at a little over 1 inch and 5/8, and then trim it on down to 1.5 inches on the other side after flipping it over. Let's get started. Okay, we've got those trimmed down to 90 degrees on that side. I'm going to go ahead and get the short pieces and do them the same way so we get the same widths on all of them. Okay, I'm going to join this together with biscuit joints in 3 locations between each one of these. They get a little bit of a bow to them, so I'm hoping that'll help line them up when I glue them up. Plus I'll use a caul across to help flatten that out. What I've got here is a square clamped down to my workbench, and I'm going to square these edges up into the corner and use my square here and make lines where I'm going to put the biscuits. That is where we have the most bow at. Okay guys, we're gonna do these biscuit joints now. I flipped this first one over, so I'm only doing biscuit joints along this one edge. And the others will have them on both sides. Let's get started. All right, it's time to get to gluing up. Let's get this done. Okay guys, I got the glue cleaned up off the front of this. We've got it clamped up. We're gonna let this one sit and dry. I'm gonna get started on the top side, and we'll be done and let it dry for the night. Let's get to it. Clean the rest of this glue off, and we'll let it dry overnight. All right guys, I've got these all glued up, clamped up, the excess glue cleaned off the top the best I could for now. That's gonna be the end of this part. This will be part one. Click down below and hit subscribe, hit the like button, and you can see our next video where I finish it up, putting it all together, making the box for the Union, which will be the display case, and getting it all together and ready to go. Stay tuned, this is gonna be awesome.